Hey everybody, my name is Jadacy Shepard Engram, and we are finally here. Welcome to A Taste of Healing. A Taste of Healing is will be a culinary experience where I get to create an intimate setting to be able to have intimate conversations about pregnancy and infant loss. I think it's really important that we start to bring awareness to this, and what a more sacred space than over a dinner table. I think we have some of our most authentic conversations over food and beverage. That's what it is that I want to bring into this space, just authentic, intimate conversations with women like myself who have experienced pregnancy and infant loss. A lot of times we just shut down. So we need a space to be able to um, just love on each other and be able to release what we're not able to say to other people. Because when I would talk to people, I would feel like it's a burden on them for me to be able to express to them what I'm going through. So, yeah, welcome to A Taste of Healing. With each conversation, we will have a featured dish as well as a cocktail. And today, you probably will see in some photos, I did my smoky black eyed peas over creamy smoked Gouda grits. It's like super, super good. And I will have a recipe for y'all after this, as well as my citrus chicken. This episode will be kind of like a get to know me, so y'all can get to know me and just see what it is that I want to do with this space. I did put up a poll on some of my social media, like my Facebook and Instagram, and had y'all ask me some questions. So I have them, and I will be answering them. I didn't look at them before because I want the answers to be authentic. So if I made some crazy faces or something, just bear with me. Here's the first one. What are 4 words to describe the space you are in right now? I feel like it's pretty easy. I would say faith, family, food, and fashion. Yeah. Yeah, like faith, family, culinary, and style, something along those lines. But yeah, I would say faith, family, food, and fashion. Um, what does healing look like for you on a daily basis? Um, on a daily basis, healing for me looks like prayer as soon as I wake up in the morning, surrendering to God and asking Him to use me in whatever way He wants to that day, so I can be a blessing to someone else and hopefully just lead someone to Him in that day. Healing to me looks like getting up every morning, kissing my son, kissing my husband, and just making sure that they have a smooth day. So yeah. Um, how do you navigate being a mom, entrepreneur, wife, and working full time? I'm still trying to figure it out, honestly. um, I would say having a good support system. Solely because you can't do everything by yourself. My husband is has been amazing, and I just went back to work. I went back to my corporate job after being home with my son now Maxwell for 3 years. So yeah. Um, what are your biggest obstacles when it comes to being a creative and a mom? Um, biggest obstacles. I would say, for me, just making sure I have the time to spend with my family because being a creative, what I like to do, I feel like it could take me away from them, but just trying to keep them involved in what I'm doing any possible way that I can. But I guess just trying to keep balance. That's the obstacle I'm facing at the moment, and I'm still working through. And that's why we're here, to help each other. And just to be authentic. So that's something that I'm still working through. Um, yeah. When creating culinary, how do you decide what elements, textures, and fabrics to add? Um, I think for me, I have like a natural palette for stuff already. Like I'm gradually am like drawn to neutrals and creams and blacks and browns. So I feel like I just take that in and just see, just I guess look what's around me and just see how I'm feeling. It goes off of a feeling and just having like, I feel like this natural palette that I have. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Um how many weeks were you when you gave birth to little Eddie? I was 32 weeks when I had little Eddie. Um, and little Eddie is actually, I feel like while we're here, a taste of healing was birthed from um, me giving birth to him and him not being alive. So, yeah, I was 32 weeks when I gave birth to little Eddie. What inspires your style? This is kind of, well, it's not tricky. I love men's fashion. I always have. And it's always, I feel like, a not a challenge, but like to try to keep up with the boys, I guess. Like I love sneakers. And then trying to take their style and making it more feminine. I love to be able to just change things around, I guess, and create something. So just taking something and putting my own spin on it. That's what I would say inspires my style, men's fashion. Like I love suits. So I get a suit, make it more feminine, and yeah, that's what inspires my style. Just keeping up with the boys. What does comfort look like for you? Um, for me, comfort is literally just going home to my family and just being there, not having anything to do, no chaos. Just literally going home and spending time with my boys. My stepson comes over a lot, so I enjoy him being there. So I always try to find something for us to do, but just being with my family brings me comfort. And cooking, of course. Do you want more kids? Mm-mm. Nope. I do not. Um, I did. It was always a dream of mine to have four boys. But when I started having kids, my um, experience looks different from other women. So I think I'm good with that. As you all know, my son, little Eddie, I had him a stillbirth at 32 weeks. And then I turned around and got pregnant with my son, Maxwell. And he was born at 24 weeks with a long NICU stay. So pregnancy has me traumatized. So I'm good on the kids. um, what are some things that have helped you cope? Cooking. Cooking has literally been my outlet. Um, yeah, it gives me a space to just, I guess, be still and create because my creativity is something that I've loved about me. And I feel like when I had my son, it was taken away from me. So I remember just being completely sad after he passed away and just going in the kitchen and cooking and just being able to be still and create what it is that I wanted. So cooking has helped me cope, and just a lot of prayer. I was in a very dark space, very, very dark. So I had to just get up out of that. So I just rededicated my life to God and just asked Him to use me in whatever way He wanted to. So that has been a way for me to cope as well. Oh, this next question: why did you give up your passion of doing makeup? So, for those of you that don't know, I did do makeup. I started doing makeup when I was 18 years old. I'm 30 something now. And I feel like makeup was something that I just started to do because I was good at it. It was nothing that I really wanted to do. And I feel like just doing makeup, it actually helped me for the space that I am in now, because I do like helping people, and I feel like a lot of conversations that I had with women while doing their makeup is a part of the reason that I'm here too. But makeup is something I don't feel like I was passionate about it. It was something that I just did because I was good at it. Um and then when I had my son, like, all my clients seen me growing in my pregnancy. And before that, I was just asking God, what is it that He wanted me to do? Because I knew that I didn't want to do makeup anymore. So, when I had my son, me stopping doing makeup, well, I would say me having my son made it easy for me to stop doing makeup. Solely because I wanted to avoid those hard questions. Because people see me growing in my pregnancy and they would ask me, oh, how's the baby? And I had to explain all of that, and I really didn't want to go through that. And makeup literally started making my stomach hurt. Like, the thought of doing it, like, I didn't want to do it. It really made me sick. So, I think because I was so consistent in it, and people on the outside looking in, they would think that I was passionate about it. But yeah, it was something that I didn't want to do anymore. And me having my son and avoiding the hard conversations made it easier for me to stop. Oh, y'all tear me up, ain't you? Um, so this was a question that I did see, and maybe it was aligned for me to see it. And it's something that I don't think I faced or even said out loud. But why do you give up easily? It's not that I give up. I created this story in my head. Like, with my pregnancy was perfect. It was perfect. I had a healthy baby, healthy pregnancy, going all the way up until that 32-week appointment. So, literally just going into that appointment and the doctor telling me that my son didn't have a heartbeat, I literally felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest. Because imagine preparing for something that you're just so excited about and then it being completely taken away from you. So I created this story in my head that every time I got excited about something, I would get scared and I would just stop. Yeah. So it wasn't me just giving up. I would get scared that something good that I'm working hard on would be taken away from me. But that's the beautiful thing about God too. I feel like I'm in a different space. Prior to my kids, I feel like I had no patience. Having my son Maxwell, he came super early, so I literally had to sit in the hospital every day for 4 months just to wait for him to get better, and there was absolutely nothing that I can do. So that gave me a lot of patience and a lot of grace, and I don't think I had that before. My mom told me the other day, she made a joke about it. She was like, remember you and your daddy went to that store and you wanted that phone and you told him if you couldn't get that phone, you didn't want nothing. I literally had always been like that. Even creating businesses, I'll start and I'm like, yes, this is so good, but I want more. So instead of me giving myself grace to work through the process, I would just stop to think I was building more, if that makes sense. But now I'm giving myself grace to grow through the process of things. And where I am now, this is where I want to be. Culinary is something that I'm truly passionate about and that I want to pursue, that I'm going to pursue. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question. How do you keep your child's name alive? Say his name as many times as I possibly can because he did exist. Um, for his birthday, he was born on April 2nd. So every year I either bake a cake or let go balloons in his honor. But just saying his name and creating like a legacy, not just for him, but all of my kids, you know? So yeah, keep I'll keep saying his name. What are your influences in style? I love Rihanna. Absolutely love Rihanna. She is definitely one of my influences. And again, men's style. Um, is there another cookbook in the making? Maybe. Yeah, but those of you who don't know, I do have a cookbook. Heavy on the Healing, please. It is free and it is on my website, atasteofhealing.co. It is 7 recipes for the 7 steps of grief after a loss. So yeah, but is there another cookbook? Yes, I do plan on making another cookbook this year. Um, how do you plan? Uh, I journal a lot. I write every single thing down. Anything that comes to my mind, I write it down. I don't know. It could be the most random thing. I write it down. And then at some point, I get to a space where I sit down and look at everything that I've written down and decide what I'm going to tackle first. So that's how I plan. Um, how do you keep God first in your marriage? Um, that's a good question. So, being married is one of God's greatest covenants, and I want to always make sure that I'm making God happy. So yeah, just acknowledging God and seeing what God would want me to do in some difficult situations, because marriage is not easy and you probably gonna argue about a lot of petty stuff, but it's like, is it worth it? No, it's not. And literally my husband is my greatest supporter and my best friend, and I just always want to honor God and never put my husband in a space to be embarrassed or ashamed of me, if that makes sense, not in a weird way. But just always just thinking what would God want me to do and just doing that. Where and when did you learn how to cook? Everybody in my family cooks on both sides. So I literally just grew up in that. My dad cooks, my mom cooks, both grandmothers cook. But my grandma Maxine, she has been a strong influence on my culinary journey. She did hair and sold dinners out of her apartment every weekend. And just seeing her like hustle throughout the day and then get ready for the Elks that night, like it was just amazing to me because she would have on like a t-shirt with stains all over it from cooking and some kind of shorts. But then when it was time for her to go out, like she put that stuff on. Like she got dressed up and I just thought that was amazing and I just wanted to be like her when I grew up. um and I think cooking just kind of came naturally for me. Like I know how I want my stuff to taste when I'm cooking it. So, and just remembering the things that she did. So yeah, and even now, if I need help, I'll reach out to my aunts or something for them to help me. So, that's how I learned. Um, how do you hear God's voice? Um, for me, um, I feel like it's different ways that I do, but the most common for me is always like me having a conversation with myself. Because without a doubt, I know that he's in me. So I always just hear my voice, me telling me the right thing to do, but I know it's him. If that makes sense, I guess. um, what is one of the misconceptions that you think people have when it comes to pregnancy and infant loss? Um, I feel like people think that because your child wasn't born alive, you shouldn't have such a strong connection with them. If anything, like it makes it even harder because you think about, well, for me, I think about little Eddie every single day. I think about him every day. And that was 5 years ago. Even now, I see Maxwell playing, and I'm like, oh, what would little Eddie be doing now? So, I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that, yeah, because they were born not alive, that you shouldn't be so attached. That's not true. So I hope this has been a great insight for y'all, and I'm so excited for y'all to be here. Um, and looking forward to creating memories with y'all, creating recipes with y'all, and having these beautiful, intimate conversations. So until next time, I'll talk to y'all later.